Hey, what's up everyone? I just wanted to talk about a few things. I mentioned it in my previous video, but I'm just going to cover that particular topic in this video. So, you know how the Democrats are always talking about obstruction of justice, obstruction of justice. That President Trump is supposedly creating some huge obstruction of justice, of what they call justice. Think about this. So first, let's look at the first part of what the definition of obstruction of justice is. If you Google define obstruction of justice, this is the definition. Right there. The crime or act of willfully interfering with the process of justice and law by the following means. Okay? So, if during an investigation that they were supposedly doing against Hillary Clinton at the time, that they just up and dropped, if during an investigation against her, Hillary Clinton ordered the deletion of thousands of emails, over 50,000 to be exact, from her private servers, wouldn't ordering the deleting of 50,000 or more emails that could be used in the court of law be an obstruction of justice? Think about that. Thankfully, some of them were obtained by other groups of different groups and obtained and posted to WikiLeaks. If they had not have been posted to WikiLeaks, no one would have seen them. But they were. Now, they suddenly dropped the investigation. If it had been anyone else, they would have continued the investigation. And I'm just telling fact here. I'm just telling fact. Multiple people died in Benghazi. Did they look at that? No. Multiple wrongdoings had been done. Did they look at that? No. Define obstruction of justice. It's willfully interfering with the process of justice and law by influencing, threatening, or harming, impeding witnesses, blah, 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 so on and so forth. Influencing the law or influencing evidence. The crime or act of willfully interfering with the process of justice and law by influencing evidence or influencing. What else is influencing evidence and influencing and interfering with the process of justice but deleting 50,000 emails? Just saying, deleting those emails is and should be considered an obstruction of justice. Under this definition, they're looking into President Trump so much, why not look into that? But what do? Oh, they dropped that. But thankfully, we've obtained some emails from Hillary Clinton, like the ones with Podesta right here that you see. And I'm just stating fact about this. I'm not pushing out for any particular candidate here or any particular political party here or anything like that. This is not a political video stating you must feel this way. This is just a facts video. During the previous administration, they were working close with the Catholic Church. They were working close with the you know that. They were working close with the Pope and all of that. They swept everything under the rug that took place, and now this administration has shed light on everything that's taking place over in that particular area, and it finally came to light all of the really heinous acts that they're doing, the pedophilia that's just spread rampant in the Catholic Church, them taking advantage of their position of authority and harming those children, and it's awful. And it's finally coming to light. And all the things that are taking place here, this administration trying to change this country in a direction that, well, I'm not in a better direction for the people to be able to have a voice. But I'm not going to talk about that. But I'm talking about these. If you're talking about obstruction of justice, what is obstruction of justice besides deleting 50,000 emails from her private servers, which no one else will be allowed to have, by the way, that could be used as part of the investigation, as evidence in the investigation. That's like deleting evidence. If you were to delete evidence that the FBI and those in charge were supposed to be looking into against you to prove you innocent or guilty in something, if you were to delete that, that would be considered a crime. And that federal crime is supposedly supposed to be considered an obstruction of justice. But she's not fined for it. Check out what one of these emails that were released of hers that I found out from another YouTuber stated that has pedophilia written all over it. It says, "We plan to heat the pool, so a swim is a possibility. Bonnie will be," and then it says, "Uber service to transport Ruby. Emerson and Meve Luzado, 11, 9, and almost 7. So, basically 6 years old going on 7 years old. A 6-year-old, almost 7. A 9-year-old, an 11-year-old. So you'll have plenty of entertainment. And they will be in that pool for sure." Really? So Hillary Clinton is telling Pizzato, or I think it's Pizzato, that's the person's name. Podesta. Hillary Clinton is telling Podesta in an email, "You'll have plenty of entertainment because an 11, 9, and a 6-year-old, almost 7, will be in the pool. So you'll have further entertainment, and they will be in that pool for sure. And with the forecast showing prospects of some sun and cooler temperatures of lower 60s, I suggest you bring the sweaters or whatever attire will enable us to use our outdoor table with pergola overhead, so we dine al fresco, and ideally not all chillo." It's going to be in the 60s. And they said, "Oh, okay." She said she'll have 3 young children, 11, 9, and almost 7, so 6 years old. So you'll have some further entertainment, and they will be in that pool for sure. So basically she's stating you'll have 3 children that will be you'll have some further entertainment with these 3 children. And she's going to make sure they'll be in that pool for sure. In the lower 60s degree weather or whatever. Really? I'm going to post the link to this below. First of all, that's a crime of pedophilia. That should be looked into. Second of all, since an obstruction of justice is defined as getting in the way of due process, getting in the way of an investigation, or trying to thwart an investigation, willfully interfering with an investigation or justice and law, and influencing the investigation, wouldn't deleting all of these emails in an illegal private server be considered an obstruction of justice? But they're not going to look into that because it's Hillary Clinton. If President Trump were to have done this, they would have been all over that. There would have been impeachment. There would have been imprisonment, probably. And they'll look into the simple things, his tax returns, every little thing they can find. But this is okay? This is crooked. And this is completely wrong. And I had to share it. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm just stating the facts. And I had to share this. It was on my mind, and I needed to make a video. Peace and much love in this crazy world. Bye. That's all for this video.